We're continuing with fractional exponents this week. So last time we were talking a little bit about how to deal with these. We're going to be simplifying expressions this week. So for number 1, we have 8 to the power of 1/2. That just means that we have the square root of 8. And we can simplify that. We're going to go ahead and do a factor tree. 8 breaks down into 2 and 4, and 4 breaks down into 2 and 2. I'm going to circle all of my prime numbers. I have one pair of 2's right here, so I can take out a single 2 for that pair, and then I have that extra 2 left inside my square root sign. So that is my answer. Number 2, I have 48 to the power of 1/3. So same kind of thing. I am taking, instead of a square root this time, I have a 3 in my fraction, so I'm taking a cube root of 48. So I can still do a factor tree for this to simplify. I can break 48 into 6 and 8, 2 and 3, 8 breaks into 2 and 4 breaks into 2 and 2. So again, I'm only circling the prime numbers. And this time, in order to take something out, because it's a cube root, I need to have 3 of the same thing to take one out. So I have a 2 here, here, and here. So I have 3 2's, so I can take out a single 2. So I'm taking out a 2. Inside my cube root, I have a 2 and a 3 left over. So I'm going to multiply those. So my answer is 2 cube root 6. Number 3, I have 84 to the power of 1/4 to the 5th. So I'm going to rewrite that 84 to the power of 1/4 as the 4th root of 81 to the power of 5. 81, you can actually take the 4th root of that. So if you don't know what that is off the top of your head, we can again just break it down using a factor tree. So we know that 81 breaks into 9 and 9. 9 breaks into 3 and 3. 9 breaks into 3 and 3. So I have exactly 4 3's. There's nothing left over. So that means that the 4th root of 81 is just 3. So this is 3 to the power of 5. If you were having a hard time doing that factor tree, you could use the calculator on your phone to figure that out. So let's say we wanted to do the 4th root of 81 on your calculator on your phone. You would type in 81, and then you would click that y square root of x button, and then type 4. So that's the 4th root of 81 is 3. So now what I can do is I have 3 to the power of 5. I need to go ahead and simplify that. I'm not sure what that is right off the top of my head, so let's put it in the calculator. I have 3 in there already. I'm going to click that x to the y button, and then 5. So 3 to the 5th is 243. And that is our final answer for this problem. We're going to do a couple more problems. Number 4, I have 64 to the 4th to the power of 1/3. For this, I'm going to rearrange it first. So I actually know that 64 is a perfect cube. So I'm going to try to rearrange this. So instead of 64 to the 4th, all raised to 1/3, I'm going to make it 64 to the 1/3 raised to the 4th. So you can swap the order for things that are in this format. Now I can write this as the cube root of 64 to the power of 4. So the cube root of 64, if you don't know how to figure that out, we can either do a factor tree or we can just take our calculator and type in 64, and there's a cube root button already there for you. So the cube root of 64 is 4. So this is 4 to the power of 4. And now we need to use our calculator again to figure out what is 4 to the power of 4. So we already have 4 in there, so we just need to type in that x to the y button and then 4. And 4 to the 4th is 256. That is our final answer. Number 5, I have 4 to the power of 4/3. So this time I am going to rewrite that as the cube root, because I have a 3 in my denominator, of 4 to the power of 4. This 4 is coming from right there. This 4 is coming from here. And that 3, again, went right there. So now what I'm going to do is try to simplify this. So I have the cube root of 4 to the 4th. I'm going to rewrite that 4 to the 4th as 4 times 4 times 4 times 4. Because it is a cube root, I need 3 of the same thing to take it out. If you look, I have 1, 2, 3, 4s right there. So I'm going to take out a 4, and I'm left with cube root of 4. And then the last problem we're going to do is number 6 here, 49 to the power of 5 over 2. I'm going to start by rewriting that as 49 to the power of 1/2 times 5. And I can even write that, change that further to 49 to the power of 1/2, put that in parentheses, to the power of 5. I'm going to rewrite that, instead of 49 to the 1/2, I'm just going to make that the square root of 49 because that's something we know, to the power of 5. So square root of 49, we know that that is 7 to the 5th. And now we just need to use our calculator to figure out what is 7 to the 5th. So in our calculator, we're going to type 7, then we're going to type x to the y, and then 5, and hit equals. So it's 16,807. And that is our final answer.